Yeah. Damn, kid, always down. While my chin always pointed to the ground. Hang my head when I'm walking around. I wipe tears from my face on my bathroom towel. Until a typhoon came through when I met you. Cloudy days, let the sun through. Now I smile at the sunroof, yeah. Maybe I'm crazy, I'm out of my mind, but nobody makes me come to life like you. Said everything that I do, just know I do it for you. Maybe I'm stupid, ignoring the signs, but you're on my brain like all the time. It's true that even when I dream, just know I'm dreaming of you. Yeah. So I'm fighting for the honor, guts, glam, glory. Without you in my life, I'm feeling more less than Dory. You're everything I ever needed, way more than a shorty. When we're together, all the boring things aren't as boring. So you're the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning, and you're the only one I'm checking if you're seeing my stories. You're the reason why I work out. Gotta get what you deserve now. Best biceps and quads, the best sense in jobs, a new house, garage, a poolside massage, some new shoes, barrage, with anything that you wanted. You don't gotta work, just sip on a gin and tonic. And if you need a break, we'll take a trip to the tropics. God damn, you can't say I didn't try. Maybe I'm crazy, I'm out of my mind, but nobody makes me come to life like you. Said everything that I do, just know I do it for you. Maybe I'm stupid, ignoring the signs, but you're on my brain like all the time. It's true that even when I dream, just know I'm dreaming of you. Maybe I'm crazy, I'm out of my mind, but nobody makes me come to life like you. Said everything that I do, just know I do it for you. Yeah, just know I do it for you. Just know I do it for you. And I'm being serious. Snapchats, Instagram stories, even the freaking music, I really be doing this shit to impress you.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? November 14th, 2024. We are coming at you. Dave, this is basically your swan song.
It's
You're
not
gonna
the
be leaving
swan song.
You're gonna
I
be
just
leaving.
won't be around as often.
You hate us.
I don't.
You officially
I
hate
have
us.
work. I have work.
You hate Nate.
I
Nate is
have
going
work that I do not hate. Nate knows I love him.
very to heart. How's it going, everybody? David, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing pretty well.
It's
Got
gonna be
everything
weird not
situated.
having you around. It's been like we've had a fun run of just hammering this as much as we can. We've done some solos,
Mhm.
but we've had a fun run of just like doing this when we decided to click it in and just start going basically every night.
Hopefully, we
And
can have some rotating people while I'm not while I'm like working.
yeah, it's going to be the goal. The goal is going to be to try and ask people, but you know, it was tough enough to get my own brother to do this on a consistent basis. So I don't, but you are usually difficult. Nate G saying Dave's
Not
leaving.
leaving.
He's not leaving. He's just starting a night shift.
Yes.
So it's going to be like semi-random when he can come on. He'll pop on when he's able to. And if he's just, Dave, I'm not going to lie, for the first week or two, I expect you to be a little spotty because I think you're going to be fucking exhausted as you're getting your sleep schedule kind of adapted. So
Probably not. I'll be awake at that time.
yeah, but
I'll have to be awake at that time.
You're gonna be beat.
I'm gonna be fucking energized. No, I'll be energized at that time.
Maybe that'll be good. Maybe that'll be better for us then. I don't know. We'll see. But we're excited, Dave. I'm pumped for you because your job that you landed was good, and hopefully, though, we can get enough people to follow us. So we can both say fuck our jobs. Even though I'm kidding, I like my job. I like what I do. My people that I work with are fantastic, and my boss watches this, so hi. Anyway, but I want to get through my preamble real quick. Epstein client list, we still need to see it. Like I keep saying, the people that Trump keeps appointing, it makes it seem more realistic that we are going to get it. But we still need to keep demanding it until we get it. There's pedophiles and rapists walking around, and they weren't just raping, women that were grown, which is bad enough. They were raping young girls who were underage, and they're disgusting. So we need to figure out who they are and prosecute them to the fullest. I'm asking for money, not for me. But for Moms for Liberty and for the victims of Helene and Milton, we don't want to memory hole any of that. With Helene and Milton, there's still people that are suffering. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and all these people that would typically celebrate Thanksgiving in some way don't have a fucking table to sit around and celebrate, or they might not be able to get to their family, or it's going to be a really tough time for them. So if you can give something, send turkey, send cranberry juice, send whatever you can down there, and hopefully not cooked turkey. Don't send the cooked one. That'll be weird. Send something that can be used for them. And Moms for Liberty, as always, send them money because they're fucking awesome. That's all I'm going to say. Send them money. They're really cool. And lastly, try not to let the memory hole with the FEMA shit going on, the FEMA worker that admitted to skipping Trump supporters. We need to get to the bottom of that. And hopefully FEMA is another agency that can either get a full revamping or go by the wayside. So Nate G saying, oh, I see Dave becoming
Fighter of the day, man.
I wish that there was like a worse connotation for Nightman, but it just sounds cool. I just wish there was something bad because it's you.
It could mean something bad, but we don't have to go there.
Like it could mean a lot. Like we could definitely make you seem that might have to be like with Dave. We should make you like a superhero thing and make you Nightman. Nightman.
I could be Nightman.
We could just steal the old school Batman. They don't use it anymore. Still will get sued.
You
Anyway,
will get sued. Yeah.
Dave, let's hop into the fun stuff here.
Yeah, the fun stuff, the biggest fun stuff that happened today.
Yes.
RFK was announced. Right
Maha.
here, Donald Trump actually tweeted it out himself, which is different from everyone else, actually.
Yeah.
But he announced that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. So this was promised, and, promises made, promises kept here. So whatever you think of RFK, this was what was expected through the campaign. This is what we knew was going to happen. And I'm happy to have it happen, to be completely honest, because RFK just seems like everyone else, and I've been a broken record on this, they're antagonistic to the things that they're the head of. So yes. I enjoy that. I think that's a good thing. I think that'll either make these departments better, or if you just completely dissolve them, that helps either way for a good amount of these departments. So I enjoy this. I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy that Trump is he just seems serious about a lot of these appointments.
Yeah. One thing that does terrify me and my wife brought this up, that I don't want him, because I know he is anti the COVID treatment, which is fine. I don't agree with that. But he's also very skeptical about the vaccines and autism. If he wants to launch more research into the vaccine schedule and how it affects kids with autism, I'm fine with that. I just don't want to make big sweeps, because there is ones that are effective. Your polio, your measles, mumps, rubella. Like there are ones that the kids get that are necessary. Now, and I don't want them to make something sweeping where, oh, you don't have to, your kids can go to school without it, because then that causes problems. So I'm and I get it. We need to maybe be better on those who are vaccine sensitive, and we don't send those kids. But that's my only concern with him in the HHS. But the seed oil shit, going after that, trying to figure out the bottom of what went on with the COVID-19 vaccine and the abuses, that stuff I'm cool with him doing. It's just I'm touchy with some of the other stuff on the stances he has.
And I will say this, because it's right to be concerned about that. Yeah, completely. But I do think that is something he would try actually later. It seems like his main thing is to get lobbyists out of this type of like big pharma and all this type of stuff, where people are switching from company to government to company, and they're either just helping each other out through regulations or through just passing things underneath really quickly. So I think that seems like it's going to be his main focus. And some of the things that, because I understand that worry, and I have a bit of that worry as well, but some of those things are later on down the line, if he's actually able to do the first thing in the first place, because it seems like he's more involved in wanting to get corruption out first and getting certain things done before he gets into that at all.
And, and I did tell my wife, though, like Trump is the ultimate in this situation. And I feel like he's going to have much more control over what his secretaries are doing from last time. So it's Trump's agenda in the end. He said he's going to let RFK handle things, but Trump is not an anti-vax guy. So I don't think his administration is going to go that far, because Trump's not going to want to look that way. Now, I don't think he's against research, And I don't think anyone should be against research of it, because there is a lot of there has to be a lot of correlations for the rise of autism in this country. Things in the food is obviously something you can look at. The vaccination schedule you can look at. I've started to bring up, and I'm going to keep on honking this fucking horn. Women having babies in their late 20s and early 30s, their first children in their late 20s and early 30s, and then having 2 more or whatever. I feel like that is something that definitely adds to it, because as the eggs are getting older, that's the autism rises there.
I would also kind of look at what birth control does to women in general. I'm not going to lie to you.
Absolutely. I don't even think of birth control. Yeah.
And real quick, I want to hit some of Nature's comments. Wonder if Florida or NC can sue FEMA now. That would be interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting, actually.
100%.
I kind of hope they can, and they do.
Me too.
He also said, I know you hate them, Alex, but Trump team dialing up the right people in the right places like a good coach. Low-key wonder if Barron is doing that too. I don't know if Barron's doing it.
I see Don Jr. I know Don Jr. is involved. I see a lot of Don Jr.'s finger on this.
That and maybe Elon, because Elon was in Mar-a-Lago for a lot of it. So I think because Elon's so connected to Twitter that he's probably seeing what people want, and he's conversing that with Donald as well.
Hear me out. I'm throwing a new name out there. Joe Rogan for press secretary.
No, he's too busy. It'd be hilarious.
The thing is, as a press secretary, like, he would say his thing, and then when someone asked him a question, he would just ask another question back.
Yeah,
he would just ask questions.
Oh, Jesus.
And just look at him, and like,
every time he steps up,
have you ever tried ayahuasca,
3
man?
hours. Oh my God!
Have you ever tried ayahuasca, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some shit, man. Okay, like, that'd be entertaining.
And it also says. He 100% does. His biggest thing he wants is many more studies into it. If it's vax or food additives or pesticides. Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, again, I'm not opposed to studies. Studies are fine. And these are the studies our government should be commissioning, right? If we're putting in additives, if he is too nice. I agree, Nate. Nate's saying he's too nice.
Yeah.
We should look into all the additives they're putting in, especially the ones that are banned by other countries. Why are they banned by other countries, right? If it comes out that it's banned by other countries because of a economic reason, like the government doesn't want to support this company, okay, if it's still, but we should be looking into all this type of stuff. And as a human health secretary, like, okay, that's something that he should look into. So I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I just don't want to see, actions against the COVID treatment. I refuse to call it a vaccine. The COVID treatment, I'm fine with that. And it's going to be interesting to see what he finds, though, because Trump still defends the operation of getting the treatment out there. Yeah. So Operation Warp Speed, which again, I've talked about before. I'm not going to talk about again, how Trump just needs to couch it. Right. And he has been couching it that way a little more, where it's like, hey, the operation of getting the vaccine out there was successful, because that was his goal, getting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not it was effective, it is what it is. But his whole goal was to get it out there. So interesting there. It's interesting, Dave, because my wife, your sister-in-law, Julie, isn't crazy political, right?
Yep.
She's the one that brought up to me. She's like, people are freaking the fuck out about RFK. And she was like reading some articles, and she's like, I can't stand anybody. She's like, one slanted one way, one slanted the other. She's like, fuck it all. So, but when she's bringing it up, that's making ripples and waves.
Oh, 110%. And the funny thing is that RFK gets announced, everyone becomes a little more silent on Gates and Homan and Hegseth and all these other appointments. Tulsi, because RFK is now the big shiny thing, and he's the worst thing ever now.
Even though the conversation now is, and she brought up to me too, that people are like, he's developing and putting in people that are a lot like a Hitler's cabinet, and it's like, motherfuckers, what are you even saying?
Who said that? That's fucking funny.
I think she was reading it somewhere, and it's like, and I commented to somebody on X. I don't even know what it was, because I'm just throwing them out there lately, and it's like, are we really surprised that he's putting on people that are going to want to push forward his agenda? He's not going to listen, he made the mistake the first time of putting in people that hate him.
Yeah.
And now he's sitting there going, no, I'm going to put in people that believe in my agenda and are going to want to push forward my agenda as the president. Because that's when you're the president, you have an agenda because you were elected, because you believe you could do the job well and push the country forward in a positive direction.
Yep.
So the fact that he's bringing in, they're calling him loyalist. No, motherfucker. They're people that agree with him.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Yeah. And if there's people that agree with him, that's what the president should be putting around him. And if they're unfit, and if it fucking fails terribly, then we will feel the wrath. and Democrats will control this country for 20 fucking years. And they will deserve it. Because if this ends up being awful, if Congress does jack shit, if Trump fails with most of his picks and we go down the shitter, listen, we lost. Then we fucked ourselves over there. So we'll see. I don't see that happening.
No, I don't see it happening at all, actually.
But it's obviously a possibility. There's always a possibility. I want to do a quick shout out. My mother-in-law got me this dope shirt right here. Eat, Sleep, Podcast, Repeat. This was for my birthday for last week. And I think it's fucking sweet. And I'll be wearing this all the time. There's going to be such like a faded shirt quickly.
Jesus.
Because I'm going to wear this thing. Because it's a sweet shirt. Listen, that's what we do. We eat, sleep, podcast, repeat, man.
Yeah, in a way. Nate comes in and says, I listen to a lot of RFK.
How?
He's all about getting on like a 1.5 speed, maybe. He's all about getting the corruption out of NIH, FDA, and getting quality research done on what's making us so sick and getting the word out about the poisonous food. Yeah.
I think we just have to sacrifice him a bear every month and he'll like stay under control. Just let him ride around DC with the fucking corpse in his dead bear corpse in his trunk for every month. He needs a new one every month.
It's weird, but it's also kind of badass at the same time.
It's a little mix of both. It's like I guess Putin fights and kills the bears and RFK fucking collects them. I'm not making the connection between Putin and Trump, guys. It's a joke. It's a joke. All right. Anyway, let's move on.
But RFK responded to this appointment. I actually want to read this just to get where his mind's at.
Can you please read it in his voice?
No, it'll take too long and it might hurt my voice.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for the leadership and courage. I feel like I got to do like the Kane voice. Thank you. Go ahead, Dave.
Thank you, Donald Trump, for your leadership and courage. I'm committed to advancing your vision to make America healthy again. We have a generational opportunity to bring together the greatest minds in science, medicine, industry, and government to put an end to the chronic disease epidemic. I look forward to working with the more than 80,000 employees at HHS to free the agencies from the smothering.
Hold on 1 second. He should say, I look forward to firing majority of the 80,000 employees at HHS.
Apparently a whole bunch of them are going to leave. But,
please.
From the smothering cloud of corporate capture so they can pursue their mission to make Americans once again the healthiest people on earth. Together, we will clean up corruption, stop the revolving door between industry and government, and return our health agencies to their rich tradition of gold standard, evidence-based science. I will provide Americans with transparency and access to all the data so they can make informed choices for themselves and their families. My commitment to the American people is to be an honest public servant. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it seems like his main goal is the corruption.
And listen, if that's where he wants to focus on, and that might be what the directive from Trump is. It's like, hey, you're not here to do your vision. You are here to do, my will, and my will is to end corruption. Let's really drain the fucking swamp. So that might be, and RFK might be like, I'm pleased with that because that's what killed my family. Is the corruption, is the swamp, is the heavy bureaucrats. So maybe they're just on the same page there. And, I just hope that anything that RFK does sweeping wise is going to be approved by Trump. It can be explained. Because if it can be explained and it's legit, then let's go. Right. So,
yeah.
Dave, I just sent you something I thought was interesting.
I know. I saw that. I'll pull that up. I'll put it up for later. But moving on from that.
Because I say we can call that another promises made, promises kept type of thing.
That is true.
Go ahead.
But I'm going to couch this in saying I'm not certain if this is true, but it's something.
You're certain.
It sounds like something RFK would consider to do, seeing as he wants to root out the corruption. Trent Lisey here says, breaking: RFK Jr. revealed that President Trump's DOJ will launch RICO investigations and prosecute the collusion between medical boards, medical journals, and Big Pharma. Like I said, I'm not certain if this is going to be a thing. It does sound like something he would do, but I haven't seen it many other places, so do not take this as gospel.
I want to make a suggestion that he gets on one of our past guests, Peter McCullough, and puts him as an advisor for this, because Peter McCullough has been all over it. And if you go on his Substack, you just go on Peter McCullough's X. He has a Substack there, and you just go and look at some of his things. Go watch our episode from months ago now. It's crazy. Yeah. But Peter talks about a lot of those things, and he's one of the most published. I think he's one of the most published people in the history of the medical community, and still to this day, peer-reviewed article. The guy's supposed to be a kook. Peer-reviewed articles that he's published. So that's my suggestion to RFK. Bring on Peter McCullough, because if you want to talk about the collusion and getting to the bottom of it, He's already been doing a ton of that digging. And obviously the Means siblings, Callie Means and her brother they're also fantastic on a lot of this stuff. So Nate G coming in again. Nathan Explosion blushes at how metal RFK is. RFK can be pretty fucking metal sometimes.
Isn't the English language weird? Because cook is COOK and kook is KOOK. But I just feel like kook could also be pronounced cook.
Yeah, but there's a lot of words like that. There's that one. There's one guy on. He does like Instagram reels and TikToks where he like does like he's like an English like learning like a teacher like an ELA teacher.
Yeah,
and he's also like they do like the bounce back between the cuts. That he's the kid in the classroom, and he's pronouncing words and he's like, oh, so this is that word. And he's like, no, you idiot. This is how you pronounce it. And it's actually really funny just how he's like, no, you're wrong. How could you not see this? It's like the same exact root, but it's a completely different pronunciation.
Exactly.
So someone already like does. It's really funny that you brought that up because that's Mom. Julie sends me those all the freaking time.
I just heard you say kook, and that's where my mind went for some reason. But Mike Benz tweeted this out also about RFK and the HHS. I don't think folks outside government have any idea.
I hate the use of folks. Don't use folks.
Outside government have any idea how big a deal this is. HHS, it has the single largest budget of any department in the entire federal government, even more money than the Pentagon. $2 trillion a year now under RFK's top dog accountability. He has a lot to work with there. It's going to be slashed probably fucking heavier. It's not going to close it.
Let's just close it. Let's save $2 trillion and instead give me a small, just make me, a special secretary council. Like, I think that'll be base as shit. If all these are like, all the departments are actually closed. All we're going to do is handpick a small group of people to do our jobs because we do not need any of you.
I would not be surprised if a large amount of this budget is slashed. I would not be surprised if it is.
But again, Dave, we talked about this. There's some things that, with the Ways and Means Committee, they're the ones that hand out, like they look at it, but they also do a lot of the grants in the budget.
Yeah, but I don't care.
These bureaucrats that, and yeah, you might not care, but when they get in there and they look, they're going to explain a lot of things to RFK that he didn't know, just like Trump found out a lot about the government he didn't know, right? And I think that's why he acted and reacted the way he did with a lot of things. They're going to look at a lot of things and you're going to sit there and they're going to be like, we can't do X, Y, and Z. And RFK is going to look at it and be like, we can't. You're right. So it's going to stay bloated. I don't think we're going to see $2 trillion, but I think it's not going to be as cut as we thought it's going to be.
I think that's people excuse making, to be quite honest with you.
Yes. But some excuses are
bad, all bad. But we're gonna move on from that. No, they just are. But we're gonna move on from that.
Buy it.
This good joke right here. I enjoyed this. It's nice that for once it's a Kennedy making other people's heads explode. That's a good one, McGill's. Very much.
It is a good one, McGill's. But it's like I'm just waiting for the RFK retweet. I hope RFK retweeted that.
That'd be incredible.
That would be incredible. Dave, can you look up the? I'm gonna go look that up.
Yeah, you try to find it. It's 479 retweets there. I'm not trying to
retweets.
Yeah, retweets.
Here's the thing that's always good, like that X has been doing since it was Twitter. If somebody prominent retweets it, though, all the prominent ones are pushed up top.
Yes,
which means our retweets are never up top.
Yeah, it's fine. Nate coming in saying guys like Kash Patel and Vivek have looked into it. I'm hopeful they have a way. There's always a way. That's the thing. There's always a way to do this, and that's why you don't listen to people who have a vested interest of trying to stay there. Go fuck yourself. You might be the first to go. If you're try to no, I'm dead serious. You're probably the first to go. If
you have to bring up what is it? The Dick Cheney as the Walmart greeter. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
And yes, Doge does have an account now, the Department of Government Efficiency, and it also has a parody account now. And I actually might have to look it up. I didn't look this up. Apparently, there is a congressional liquor store that Nancy Pelosi started, and she opened a liquor store in the House where members can buy alcohol with their taxpayer-funded MRAs.
I mean, if that is legit, first off, Nancy. Fucking based. I'm sorry. That's awesome. That is not. Do not slash that. Okay, that is. You want to kill Nancy Pelosi? Quickest way to do it is to make that bitch go through withdrawal. Like she does not have anywhere to go. She already is skin and bones. Like, don't do it. But yeah, it's hilarious. Like that's 6 packs and more. Please be prepared to show valid ID for alcoholic beverages. I mean, drinks.house.gov. Let's go. I'm going on that website, Dave. Come on and have intro with me, Dave.
You got it.
We're gonna do this. I am going to get there real quick.
Oh, well, Nate said something. If Ways and Means Committee gets in the way, they Trump gang better get the tables. That's the thing. Get the tables. Just you don't need to listen to these people.
So that page cannot be reached. I don't think it's real.
Okay, that's fine. Either way, it is a parody account. So
it would make me sad if that's not real. House liquor.
We'll continue on.
I'm looking things up here.
If you find it, you find it. So I did want to share this post by Zachary Levi, someone who made his voice known throughout this process, someone who actually endorsed Trump, and Trump sent something to him today, nice and signed. And Zachary Levi tweeted out, "Not going to lie, this was surreal to receive today. And it was my pleasure, Donald Trump. We the people have spoken and entrusted you once again with the highest appointment in the free world. It was an honor to help get you back in the White House, and I promise to do whatever I can do to continue to fight for this great nation and everyone in it." He is fucked up in this tweet a couple of times.
Hold on.
Myself.
This is real.
That's it.
Hold on. It might not. That's not. This is a Daily Wire article from 2022.
And share it.
Hold the fuck up. This is awesome. Elon, if you're listening, do not fuck with this. This is amazing. So Daily Wire, House lawmakers can now order booze delivery straight to their offices by Greg Wilson, May 13, 2022. So Ted Kennedy would love this. Members of the House of Reps may now order beer, wine, and spirits and have them delivered directly to their offices, a new development that could help lubricate those late night budget negotiations. Perk is courtesy of Capitol Hill's new caterer, hospitality, and services giant Sodexo. Sodexo fucking... Didn't they try to kill Sodexo years ago?
It did say Sodexo on that board that was on the picture.
And was first reported by Fox News Channel's Chad Pergram. Wine and beer was often available at catered receptions at Capitol Hill, tweeted Pergram, known for Fox News viewers and Encyclopedia Knowledge of Congress, but now booze can go directly to members' offices. And here's the picture, too. It was Representative Austin Scott put this up. It's a real fucking picture.
It is.
Pelosi is opening a liquor store in the House where members can buy alcohol with their taxpayer-funded MRAs, all while Americans are struggling to pay for food. Outrageous. I'm sorry, based. I don't give a fuck. That is based. I need my fix. I'm bringing it to me.
Fuck, they're not allowed to get drunk on my dime. Screw that.
A drinks on demand page on Sodexo's House of Representatives site offers bulk
orders
by the case. Spirit brands such as Tito's vodka, Johnny Walker, Jack Daniel's whiskey, Johnny Walker Scotch, listen, there's some shots, okay? Scotch and more are available at the prices ranging from $16 to $35 per bottle. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Beer, which can only be purchased by the case, ranges from $25 for a 24 pack of Busch, for a thrifty lawmaker to $50 for the case of Red Bear 51st State Hazy. Dude, again, kudos. They're drinking real shit.
Look,
this is dope.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
There was literally a picture of congressional workers butt fucking in one of these places, okay? I can't just sign on to this when stuff like that's happening in there.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Based. Anyway, when it comes to wine, the possibilities surge. You know, this is fucking Nanpo right here. Various brands in each category of Cabernet, Chardonnay, Malbec, Merlot, Rose, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, and Riesling for lawmakers out of touch with their beer and a shot working class constituents. To be fair, the most expensive wine on the menu is just a $25 bottle. Okay. And lawmakers can be content to sip Crane Lake Pinot Grigio for just $10 a bottle.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. This is fun. I'm not going to lie. This is awesome.
They are awesome. Drunk all the fucking time. This seals it.
Nancy is legitimately fucking wasted.
Always drunk. Kamala was always this is all true.
This is all true. Will there be some sort of tracker for the total amount purchases by each office, a Twitter user, at least for those who pay with campaign money? So House rules state law members and staff may be reimbursed for food and alcoholic beverages while incurring that they can't use Uncle Sam for booze. So it has to be. Listen, they are using Uncle Sam for booze. We pay them. All right. So I'm so happy this is a real thing.
Nate's saying better have some Jameson. Yeah, at least have some Jameson.
Where are you, Dave?
I'm right.
But I'm actually I love that that's a real thing. I'm sorry. That was great. It's fucking great.
But Zachary Levi,
I actually like Nancy Pelosi more now.
Jesus.
I love her.
Levi closes this out saying that he's gonna, in the meantime, continue his endeavor to make make entertainment great again, which he's claiming is mega, because I believe he's actually trying to open up some kind of company that does entertainment as well. Now,
if he makes Mega and does not buy the rights to Mega Man right away, it should fold immediately.
I don't know if he has the money to buy.
He should run around.
My dude.
He should be live.
I don't think Capcom would get rid of the rights to Mega. What the fuck?
Or at least buy the rights to make a movie with him.
Get Mega Mind, maybe. Not Mega Man.
But not the actual rights, but at least like some of like the distribution rights to make the movie. So like a temporary for the movie where they could split. And he could run around as live action Mega Man.
They would never. Not with a small, because it wouldn't be a big studio. They would never do that. But I want it. We're going to move on from Zachary Levi. Glenn Beck had Thomas Massey call in, and Thomas Massey gave his reason for why he supports Matt Gaetz as Attorney General in this video here. It's 3 minutes, 33 seconds. We might not go through the whole thing, but I'll play some of it. You know, Nancy parties. She's Paul's beard. She has plenty of reasons to drink, Nate.
Yes. Let's start at the worst possible place for Matt Gaetz. You know, there was this inquiry that was going to be released into how bad he is on Friday. That's why he had to quit right away. That's why it happened. Can you address that?
Well, who better to take on the weaponization of the government than somebody who's had the government weaponized against them? I mean, this is what I call touching the red wire to the black wire. If you've ever jumped a car with jumper cables, you know you don't put them together. It's going to melt the insulation off the place over there. And if anybody knows how to...
Yeah, I've never tried that, Thomas Massey. I never wanted to try that because I know that would fuck me in the situation worse. I get what he's saying. It's just weird to make that analogy.
I mean, yeah.
Fix it. It's Matt Gaetz. How to fix the DOJ.
Why do you say that? Because most people know him just as a bomb thrower.
Well, because he served on the committee, the Judiciary Committee, that Jim Jordan chairs and I serve on as well. And we have sat there, I don't know how many times, and heard Merrick Garland try to say, when we ask a question, I'm sorry, that's the subject of an ongoing investigation, and it's our longstanding policy not to comment. That's bullcrap. And I told Matt I expect to never hear that answer from him when he comes in front of me. I am looking forward, Glenn, this is my dream, to cross-examining Matt Gaetz in the hot seat there in front of Judiciary.
And have him not say what Merrick Garland said.
Right.
And something about that, maybe this is just me. Maybe this is just crazy old me. Because, you know, there's still time until Trump actually gets into office. Even though right now everyone wants to fucking calm down with foreign affairs. Why it's almost like he's already in there. But there's still time before he gets into office. So there's tons of paper shredding that can be done.
Of course.
And like I said, maybe it's just me, but when there's a time for an audit and there's a time to check things and you have the gall to say, oh, well, it's lost. Oh, well, it was damaged. Oh, well, we don't exactly know. We can't really talk about it. For me, okay, then you have just completely ruined your credentials. You completely disregarded your job and you will be serving time for that. There needs to be 100%. A huge punishment for that type of shit.
But you know what, though? We'll see if they do it. Honestly, we got to see if they do anything because we've seen all sorts of fucking corruption in this way. We've seen people take papers, shove them in their pants, and leave them. It's notorious. And it's like, we've seen this type of stuff. We've seen
people go pull fire alarms.
We've seen Hillary demanded to keep everything intact, and she smashes her fucking phone with a hammer.
Like, and that right there, all this shit. That right there, you're told to keep things intact. It's not intact. You go to jail. It's that simple to me. because you have a duty and a responsibility to get this thing here. Otherwise, there's a huge issue and it becomes worse. It's not a get out of jail free card if things are just lost and gone. Because me and you don't have that privilege.
Absolutely not.
We don't have that at all. So it should be much worse for them if things get lost or damaged.
Without a doubt.
Well, we'll continue this for a little bit. I don't know how much longer we need to.
Your head might be spinning by the end of it.
What?
Your head might be spinning by the end of it.
Hey, where are those documents that we asked for? Matt would probably reach under the table and say, here are those documents.
Right. So tell me, because I don't think this is, the left is saying, oh, this is revenge. He's going to go on a scorched earth. He's going to go after all his enemies. No, I think, like with Tulsi Gabbard, he's appointing people who have direct experience of the weaponization of government in that role. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Look, the DOJ was weaponized against teachers at school board meetings, right? Matt Gaetz, it's not revenge to say we're not going to go after parents at school board meetings,
or to fire those people that were responsible for that.
Correct, or to go after whistleblowers, for instance.
Yeah, it's
not revenge to say we're going to set things right. There's nobody that's being targeted. I am certain there's some people going to be cleaning their desks when Matt Gaetz takes over. Some of them will be given the notice, and some of them will be trying to get out of Dodge before the new sheriff gets to town.
Yeah.
So, Thomas, is he a kind of guy that is well thought out and well planned? Because he has to move in on.
Yeah, and real quick, Nate says Hillary didn't smash him; her staff did. Nothing shady at all. Exactly.
No, nothing shady at all.
Exactly.
It's all above board. All of it is above board. All of it is correct. And bleach bit. What do you mean? I just took some bleach and rubbed it on it,
and that's the fun part, though, because if the claim is that your staff did it, okay, then all of your staff gets thrown in prison as well. It's either you fess up to it or everyone does time.
But these people don't give a shit. They will take that happily. Happily, these people will take their staff taking the fall for them.
No, as well, I said. Everyone goes.
No,
everyone goes. Because the staff is under you. You're in charge of the staff. You should have never allowed that to happen.
That's true.
If you have responsibility, you better fucking act like it. Otherwise, you're going to actually do time here.
I like Angry David. Like I said, Angry David is good.
Well, like I said, it might be silly old me thinking about it that way, but there needs to be something there.
Yeah.
Inauguration day. And lay down the law quickly. He's got to take that bull by the horns day one.
Listen, I don't always agree with Matt Gaetz, but he is one of the smartest guys up here. You can tell that from his wit. But, when we question people in the Judiciary Committee, it's usually his questions that are the most pertinent. He knows the right questions to ask. When he gets to DOJ, he's going to know which rocks to turn over, which ones are going to have snakes and scorpions underneath of them. Because he spent many years asking these questions. I can't imagine the day he walks in there and actually, instead of asking for the documents, gets to pull the file open and pull the documents out.
I mean, it's that's the thing. And one of the things that Massey was really talking about there is just how prepared Matt is, right? That's basically what he was touching on and why he has faith. And if you're Matt Gaetz, obviously, I feel like, you talk to these individuals before you're going to nominate them for anything. They know ahead of time. It's not like it's a surprise. It's not like it's fucking draft day and they're getting the phone call. So I don't think Matt would accept this position if he didn't feel that he would be up to the scrutiny that he knew he was going to get in the Senate.
Yep.
That they're going to ask him about this statute, that statute, this and that, and this and that. And I feel like he's going to come up and, know his shit. Obviously, they're going to try and go for the most obscure ones that nobody thinks about so they can have their gotcha moments. We know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I ultimately think Matt Gaetz is going to do just fine.
Yeah, I think he'll do just fine. And, there is some discussion about if he'll be able to get through. And I actually pulled this up, Alex. I didn't tell you. But
you suck.
Right here, John Thune, as much as, he's a snake, and I can't really trust him. But right in this 53-second clip, he said all options on the table. Let's listen to him say it.
Let's hear it.
So you've said that you would do recess appointments if it came to that. What's the threshold for getting to?
Can you hear this? Is it a little low?
A little low, but we can hear it.
I'm going to try something.
You want me to? Well, we could turn it up.
No.
To that point for recess appointments.
Well, what I said is, Brett, and I think
that better?
that all options are on the
I
table,
raised it a little
including
too.
recess
We're good.
appointments. Hopefully it doesn't get to that, but we'll find out fairly quickly whether the Democrats want to play ball or not. And I think part of it is getting these folks. We'll start having confirmation hearings as soon as the new Senate is sworn in January. President takes the oath of office January 20th. By the time he takes the oath of office, hopefully a lot of those nominees will be through their confirmation hearings and will be ready to act on them on the Senate floor. And then it's a question of how much do the Democrats resist or object or try to block.
The issue is he's all talk.
Yeah.
The issue is we hear this shit all the time. We hear this tough talk from everybody.
Yeah.
We hear this from them all the time.
Let's finish it real quick because
Let's keep
probably said the same thing after it ends anyway. So
go ahead.
Going forward, and we're going to grind them out. I mean, we're just going to keep consistently moving, and we'll see what kind of cooperation we get, and then we'll, like I said, we'll make decisions about where do we go from there.
So
you've okay. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't trust these people because he's a part of that same group as your Lindsey Graham, your Mitch McConnells, your that whole entire crew that talks perfectly. They say the right things, but then they don't go and do it, and then they'll lie to your face about why this is the right thing to do, right? So he's never been a Trump guy. He was a never Trumper. He stayed a never Trumper. He was his adversary when the first 4 years. I think he's full of shit. I don't think we're going to see a single confirmation, honestly, before the president comes in.
I hope you're wrong. That's about it. I hope you're wrong. I don't know. I can see there being a lot of issues, but I just hope you're wrong there. But we'll move on from this to the other big news of today. Infowars being shut down. Why is this?
Which is something that, we haven't talked lately about inviting Alex Jones and the Infowars crew onto the show that they have a standing invite as always, but now it's just become more real. So go ahead.
Such a weird close-up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:50 right
question.
now. I'm about to upload this to
RFK voice or Alex Jones's? Alex Jones's voice is rough too.
Alex Jones's.
It sounds like he just needs a fucking throat lozenge, though.
Yeah, but like he has more power under
That's
it.
True.
RFK actually sounds like he's dying.
Yeah, he does. Can we just
just does, dude.
Can we just get Paul Heyman to do RFK speeches?
I don't know if Heyman would. I don't know. Heyman might want to. You never know.
Not Jimmy Cornette. Fucking loser, Jimmy Cornette. Anyway,
yeah, Jim Cornette would not do it.
He's an asshole.
Next,
go ahead.
I just got word 15 minutes ago that my lawyers and folks met with the U.S. trustee over our bankruptcy this morning, and they said they're shutting us down even without a court order. This morning, the Connecticut Democrats with the Onion.
I'm sorry, wait, real quick. The shaking and everything makes this a really uncomfortable video. I'm not gonna.
Like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I'm feeling
look
weird.
at that! Look at that clip. That's a clip right there. He looks. That could be a meme. That could be a meme. Hold on one second. I may have to pull that. I may have to actually pull that. Get us the fuck out of here. I gotta full screen this completely, and let me. Hopefully the print screen works here. Boom, got it, and no, do it. Okay.
You got it?
Nope, I'm doing it. No, this print screen is different. You have to actually go over it with a rectangle. And it takes what only.
I won't pull the comment up just so you can print screen it.
I did it. You're good now.
Okay. Nate says, I think I never minded RFK talking. I was a big Scott Farrell guy for sports radio. I got used to it. Yeah,
Scott Farrell. Scott Farrell overcame in terms of Scott Farrell was I don't know. RFK is not a bad speaker, so I guess with his voice he'd be fine.
He's not a bad speaker in what he's saying. I just find it difficult to listen sometimes.
Yeah,
I do.
Newspaper bought us. They asked, did they outbid? They said, well, it was competitive. So they changed all the bidding rules, made it secret 2 days ago. I had a bad feeling. I told you that. And just like they tried to shut us down back in late May without a court order, they're supposed to have a court order. There's going to be injunctions filed. I'm about to go live out of Harrison's American Journal studio. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to be here until they come in here and turn the lights off. I'm going to say, where's your court order? So this is all going down right now. They want to silence the American people. But we're not going to be silenced. Be sure and follow me at the Alex Jones Network at AJN Live on X right now. They're filed in court to take real Alex Jones away. That's totally unconstitutional. The judge already said no, so they filed in other courts. So live feed going up by the time you see this at AJ and Live and at Real Alex Jones right now. Share this everywhere. This is a total attack on free speech. The deep state is completely out of control.
So I am gonna stop it right there because he's saying basically everything he needs to. And then he also has this video that came out. Tim pulled right here. Onion didn't buy Infowars ? LOL. Because Alex in this video, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but he explains that like he said in that other video, they changed the rules to the auction, so it didn't go to the highest bidder, it went to the quote unquote best bid. And there's multiple things about it. There wasn't transparency, it was all secret bidding. So they're going against it. Apparently the judge didn't even like the way it went down, so they're really going to look at this. But apparently it was the Onion and families of the Sandy Hook massacre.
Gotcha. And the thing is too, we need to couch that, because the families themselves aren't actually doing this shit. It is the lawyers for the families using their name. Because from what I understand, most of the families don't want to do half this shit anymore. It's the lawyers that are pushing for everything. So they're using the name when it's not necessarily the families that are truly, obviously they have to sign off on everything.
Yes.
But at the same time, they're not the ones pushing for this shit anymore.
Yeah, and I did want to pull this up real quick because he does make these claims, so I wanted to make sure I try to vet things sometimes. I'm good at this a little bit. But NBC News, with the headline, "The Onion wins Alex Jones's Infowars and bankruptcy auction," they mention it themselves. Attorneys for First United American Companies, which was named as a backup bidder in the auction, filed a request Thursday seeking an immediate court-ordered meeting about the Onion's win, claiming they were changing procedures, lack of transparency, and inaccurate disclosures to interested bidders. The group said there was urgency because the value of the assets is in the process of being destroyed at this very minute. Yep. And that did happen because the website was shut down and everything. And similarly, in this AP article, they have a similar thing in here. I actually do not have it where it's supposed to be. Here you go. At a court hearing Thursday afternoon in Houston, the trustee who oversaw the auction, Christopher Murray, acknowledged that the Onion did not have the highest bid, but said it was a better deal overall because some of the Sandy Hook families agreed to forego a portion of the sale proceeds to pay Jones's other creditors. First United American Companies, a business affiliated with one of Jones's product-selling websites, submitted the only other bid. The trustee said he could not put a dollar amount on the Onion's bid. And I do want to say this real quick, because you did say it was the lawyers, and that's perfectly fine. But I do feel like there comes a question here when are we stopping the line at justice and at retribution? Because that is a big question. This isn't justice anymore. It's not.
It was never justice.
Yes, but you could say whatever but when do we stop it from justice and retribution? And the Onion are trying to play this off as like, oh, it's like some type of joke. It's obviously a political hit job. The Onion hasn't been funny in a decade, which is amazing. Yeah. The Babylon Bee kicked your ass. Dude, a bunch of fucking Christians, bunch of Christians, or religious hokies that are not supposed to be funny have fucking destroyed you. Yep. That's wild to witness.
Seth Dillon fucking doing a great job over there.
Exactly. But this is just a big ass story. Alex Jones seems to be the one that's getting the brunt of this shit all the time, but it's also just a faux capture the flag that's happening here, because they're going to boast about it. The Onion apparently wants to open up a far right like parody website of Info in January. Which is fucking hilarious, because you guys are just a leftist talking point website at this point.
Seeing what they believe far right is going to be hilarious.
Yeah, they're just doing the same thing that they do now, and it's going to get no fucking readers like they do now.
It's going to be great.
I hope they do it, because that's amazing. But like I said, it's a faux capture the flag, because they think they won something here, and they're shutting down Infowars, but the unfortunate thing for them is this just makes Alex Jones more of a martyr, and he's going to be even bigger than ever. And that's all they're doing. They're just going to amplify his voice. And I hope it is. I hope that you hate how much people like hearing him.
And shit like this makes him look right about everything.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes him look right about all the conspiracies, about all the government things coming after him. They're just doing exactly what he said they would eventually do to him. He's been calling this stuff out, saying that what he does is eventually going to get them after him. And this is the proof of the pudding. So we have Nate G over here saying, what did the Onion pay? Zero chance they're making money.
Yep.
It's been many moons since the Onion movie, which was peak Onion. So it's like, I don't know. Oh, Dave, did you ever put on? You didn't put on that one awesome BuzzFeed article onto our run sheet.
What
We
are
got
you
to do that
talking
one.
about?
The one that I sent you earlier today.
Did
The
you send me something earlier
participating in
today?
Trump's economy article. I sent it to you this morning. You
Where?
bag.
Did you text me it?
I texted you, and you said you read the first two.
That's the reason why I forgot about it.
Well, you can work on that.
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
Well, I can pull it up.
Yeah, you pull it up. But we're gonna move on from this because it's been covered a whole lot, and there's not really much more to say about it. Unfortunately, Infowars, the website, has been shut down. Right now, it's not under Alex Jones's purview. But just like he said, you can go follow him on Twitter. What do you say, AJNN?
Something like that.
But he's running his own. He's running his own thing.
Which they said that they want to try and take away any of.
They want to take away everything. Like I said, it's not justice. Whatever you think justice is, this is not. This would be full retribution for a guy who did. No, I'm not going to say.
This is silencing. This is quite literally silencing. That's all it is.
Yes. Like, you can say whatever. Like, I don't think he did the right thing with what he was saying, but this is way overboard for that. It is way overboard. And if you don't think it is, you might need to check yourself a little bit.
And and this is the thing. This is the risk, and one of the things, and it's almost not defensible, but it is a partial defense. When you're someone who is chronically on like him for hours at a time, you are going to say some things that maybe are off color, maybe are fucked up, because you are talking for hours on hours on hours. Sometimes you don't even check some of the things you say. There's sometimes I go on rants here, and I'm just like, fuck, I didn't mean to say some of those things. It happens. You just get going. It doesn't excuse some of the things that are said, but when you just talk for hours and hours and hours on a microphone, yeah, you're going to say some shit sometimes. It's just how it is. So,
look, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. If you asked a person about who the actual villain of the Sandy Hook massacre, people shouldn't be saying Alex Jones.
Agreed.
And that's the issue here. Is that they're making him the villain of it when he just fucking isn't. There was a person that actually did those terrible fucking things that day. Mm-hmm. And it's ridiculous that it's come to this point. But we're going to move on from that to some more evil, some more devious deeds. Loudon here, breaking Democrat PA commissioners just voted to count illegal ballots. They proudly violated the PA Supreme Court's decision saying, precedent by a court doesn't matter. People violate laws anytime they want, and then share this to make it go viral.
And of course it's fucking Bucks County.
We won't take the tweet at its word. We'll let this video play.
We reject all three categories of these ballots.
Your motion is to reject or dismiss the challenges in this category in front of you?
Correct, yep.
Not going to second that, mostly because I think we all know that precedent by a court doesn't matter anymore in this country, and people violate laws anytime they want. So for me, if I violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it.
We reject.
And here's the thing. We know that she was trying to be cutesy, tongue-in-cheek, implementing that, Trump is, violates laws because he doesn't pay attention. But here's the thing. Motherfucking bitch. It was Biden that consistently violated the court's orders with the student loan stuff and just consistently didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're trying to make these grandstanding when they don't just look in the mirror.
Look, and I've said it already before, and I know I probably sound bad saying this, but when people do this, when people want to act like spoiled babies, throw her in the brig for a bit of time. Make her feel it. Because if that doesn't happen, if people are not shown to stop being like this, then worse things happen. If justice does not happen on these things, then a lot worse will happen afterwards.
And
so
at a
there
minimum,
needs to be something like that.
And at a minimum, you take her off her position. At a minimum, she shouldn't be there anymore. Period. Take at least that is the least that should be done right now. Is she should be stripped of her position, and maybe get a day in court, because sometimes it's the fiscal part of it that sucks too. So even if she doesn't get tossed away, make her have to go through the process, because you are actually saying, hi, law and order does not matter to me. I have a political agenda and this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do. And that's just not how this country works.
Yeah. And that's about all. That's still going on in Bucks County, PA. McCormick's actually already been called.
And Bob Casey, here's the
Bob
thing.
Casey will not let go of this.
He's
and
a shitbag.
Shapiro will not tell Casey to let go of this. So they're still counting ballots there. They're still counting ballots there. And I really hope that as some kind of federal thing is done in order to get these states to straighten up on their goddamn elections, because this is nonsense.
I think people, listen, anybody watching right now, anyone that's going to watch in the future, if you have an X, go on and post, and as many people as you can get around you, post to Biden and Kamala and say, hey, people in your party are denying an election. Will you be the leaders that you're supposed to be and tell them to give it up? And just flood them. They won't give a shit, but make it such a big fucking thing that now it can't be ignored, because they're the ones that have talked about transparency. Kamala, conceded. She gave her speech. Biden's the happiest man on the fucking planet. But now call on them because, Shapiro's spurned because the anti-Semites in his party don't fucking want him to be, wouldn't want him to be VP. And Bob Casey's just a fucking walking piece of garbage that will not concede an election that he lost, clearly lost. It's not even like it's not close enough that you really get, because there's automatic recount triggers in all of these races. He's not near the automatic recount trigger.
Yeah, this isn't even a recount.
No,
this is counting ballots from election day.
But the thing is that's the worst part too.
Yes.
So it is. But you know what though? It's PA. PA is where all the skullduggery happened.
Yep.
5 years ago, where the Secretary of State did whatever the fuck they wanted. The Republican leadership there was absolutely dumb as shit, and they have made a mess of their election process.
One name that we see consistently throughout all of this stuff, Mark Elias, is also helping Bob Casey out in PA.
Yes.
Someone who participates in lawfare in every single chance they can get in order to try to get things passed that are just morally bankrupt. So
it'll be interesting too if Mark Elias has some skeletons and some stuff in his closet. I wonder if anyone any day will ever investigate that man. He's done some shit. You don't be the guy that he is. Go after the people you go after if you haven't done some shit. He has no fear. And when you have no fear, that means you have people protecting you from things that you do.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is just something we need to keep an eye on. They're trying this nonsense over.
Quite literally trying to steal an election.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm Dave McCormick, even if they find the votes, I'm saying I don't care. I am not leaving my seat.
Exactly.
I won this race. Figure it the fuck out yourselves. Do whatever you want to do. Yep. I've already went to orientation. Yep. I am a senator. Get fucked.
Now, moving on from that, Nick Sorter puts this out. Breaking. There's so many of these. Multiple federal judges have just agreed to postpone J6 criminal trials now that Trump has been elected, per Politico.
Did he put Trump doing the dance?
This decision was made despite objections from the Biden DOJ, who insisted they follow through. The judges expressed concerns over wasting resources by calling in dozens of jurors for cases that might be called off in just a few weeks. That's awesome. That's great to hear. And I hope Trump really pays this off, just like Ross Ulbricht and everything. Yep. I hope he pays all of this off first day in office.
That's signaling that the judges here have been hearing things. That it seems like
they feel like it's signaling,
because if it didn't seem like Trump was already sending out the whispers like, hey, I'm going to pardon all the nonviolent J6 prisoners right away. And for me, and pardon all of them right now. Pardon all of them. I don't give a fuck if they committed a crime at this point with how much they've used it. They're already going to call him Hitler. They're already going to call him all the names when he pardons all the nonviolent ones. Just do them all. Do them all. Fuck it. And, get it done, because that is crazy. Nate G, Stars just beat the brakes off Boston. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
That's good to hear.
Hey, listen.
Anytime a Boston team loses, I'm happy.
Listen, Devils just beat the fuck out of the Florida Panthers. It's a big win, 5-2. That's a big win for the Devils. Devils are skating skating good as well, but the Stars are just on the next level. Anyway.
Yeah, but this is good news right here. I hope, like I said, I hope Trump follows through with that first day. that'd be awesome to hear. And like
Yeah,
you
like
said,
I said,
it looks like it's
the
gonna be
federal
a thing.
judges would not be doing this in unison if there isn't something being sent out from the transition team. Like, hey, we're going to pardon them all anyway. Do not waste your time or your money because you have no standing
Yep.
come January 20th.
Yep. And now that is all the politics that we have for tonight. So next we'll move on to
This is
entertainment.
technically politics. With the advertisers, this is because it was on
It's
political grounds that they
political,
did it.
but it's
It's not-
also entertainment. Anyway, Disney is returning to advertising on X. And funny enough, it's not just Disney, like Kyle right here. But it's not just Disney. Comcast, Disney, and IBM are among advertising returning to X after ad freeze. And it looks like they're realizing that what they tried is not going to work anymore, and they need the advertisements on X.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk is a win for him. They have conceded at that point.
And you know what? Everything Elon Musk has done in terms of X, they have tried to poo-poo it. They have tried to say this and that about it. When he started charging for the check mark, that's evil. When he started taking away the legacy check marks, you're terrible. And advertisers were kind of doing it in response to that. Like, we're not going to. All of them pay for it. All of them pay. Like, if you go and look at Disney, they have the gold check. If you go and look at fucking IBM, they have the check. Like, let's go. Let me see. IBM. They have the gold check. Disney has the gold check. They all pay for Elon already. So honestly, it's fucking stupid for them not to just go the extra step and go back. They're all paying to have the corporate accounts, which are not super cheap either, to get that check. So you're already paying. You might as well start advertising, and it makes sense. And I think they realize just the influence of X, because without X, Trump isn't president.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they're realizing the influence and things like that.
Yes, 110%. And this is just good news for X, good news for Twitter. Good stuff to see there. And we're going to move on from that to...
Real quick, I'm going to get to Nachi's comments.
Okay.
Devils are forming into good shape. And Devils have way too much talent not to be good. Hughes, Hersher, Bratt, Hamilton, Timo, Markstrom. Yeah, and the difference is, Nate, they're playing some fucking defense. That's the difference. The scoring has been fine. Jesper Bratt's been on a tear. Hughes is getting it going slowly. Nico's been playing well. They've all been playing well offensively. It's just they haven't played defense. They're starting to now. They're forming and they're playing well. But that's been the difference. They're actually deciding to play defense. Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So we covered Rachel Zegler yesterday.
Her head exploding, yes.
And today, after receiving major backlash regarding her negative statements about Trump supporters, Rachel Zegler issues an apology in her Instagram stories. Right here.
Well, here's the thing. Why do they go to their stories? Because, we could screenshot those, you assholes. Just because they go away, they're not. It's not.
Well, it used to be, and it still happens a bit, but it used to be people go into their notes and write a big thing and that was when Twitter didn't allow these long ass paragraphs, so it was a reason for it. But it used to be in your notes. So you write your thing in your notes and you post that.
Yeah.
But now people are using their stories because I guess they want a background with it for some of these. I think that's actually part of what it is. But she says, "Hi, everyone. I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding, and I am sorry I contributed to the negative discourse. This week has been emotional for so many of us, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. I am committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow."
All I read there is Disney just got off the phone with me and was like, "Bitch, you better."
Yeah.
And fucking Jeremy underneath with the blood D-Day. Who's the asshole? Fucking they're ridiculous. I love it. But yeah, no, that's the fakest apology you'll ever see.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was.
It's not real.
It's funny enough because this has happened to her before during this production of Snow White, where Disney most likely made a call and told her, "Stop your nonsense." And now she's had to do it again.
Well, stop feuding with the fucking main talent with Gal Gadot. Stop openly showing that you are hostile towards a woman who is significantly older than you and still significantly hotter than you. Stop. I think Ryan Kennel said it the best, or someone said like she's a Hollywood 2.
Just call him Kennel.
All right.
It's fucked up, man.
Sorry, Ryan. But he said like she's a Hollywood 2.
No. I don't think he was that mean to her. I think someone else was. Either way.
No, I think it wasn't him. It was someone that called her like that. In reality, she's a Hollywood 2.
No, I thought he called her kind of cute, but I can't remember. Maybe it was him. I can't remember.
Interesting. Rachel Zegler is not a bad looking woman.
No. And it's just like you just need to not.
Everyone always talks about how Trump needs to put the Twitter fingers down. And he's been a lot better, I guess. He was funny as shit when he was just firing off. I want him to go back to firing off. He was based as hell.
When he talked about Barney Frank nipples protruding, that's one of the funniest tweets he ever put out.
So many peak
looks
tweets.
disgusting, nipples protruding.
So many peak tweets. Anyway, but it's like these celebrities also need to do it because, one thing that they don't understand, and one thing that I was always taught, and maybe they just need to go be athletes on a team. Because when you're an athlete, what do coaches say to you all the time, especially if you're acting out when you're younger? Hey, you're not just representing you right now. You're representing that name on your jersey. You are representing your school. You're representing your team.
The issue is that she's a Hollywood talent. And when you're a Hollywood talent, she's 23. So 23 in Hollywood has the mental age of like a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
They have not matured in any sort of way. So they just lash out however they can because they think that everyone will just listen to them
all the time too.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes men and people like Nate saying Rachel's good looking, but I went to high school with 50 way hotter women.
Yeah, she's
agreed.
She's good looking. Like I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to like oversay it because it's not like she's a bad looking girl. She's a good looking girl, but she's just not picturesque.
She's not Gal Gadot.
But yeah, picturesque Hollywood diva kind of thing.
She's not Gal Gadot. She's not ScarJo. She's not one of those. She's not Sid. Yeah, no. But
and the thing is like she's actually in a ton of stuff right now. I've seen her on other posters and other things.
I've liked her in some things. She's not a not talented woman. She's a talented actress.
Just like shut up.
Yeah,
just shut up.
I forget what she was in. She did the voice in something I watched on on an animated. And I forget what it was. She was the voice in an animated series, and it's good. She's gonna be the voice in Spellbound, which is John Lasseter's the Blue Sky I think it's Blue Sky Animation.
Yes.
And it's going to Netflix, and she's like the lead actress's voice, and I'm fine with it. Like again, she's not untalented, and I'm not one of those people like. Here's the thing: if she started like saying some real vitriolic shit, maybe I would not listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
She's just saying some typical airheaded leftist shit, and that's whatever. It is what it is. That you shouldn't say it. I'm not going to not watch her if she's in something that I'm interested in, especially because she doesn't suck. If it was someone that sucked, it'd be easier to turn it away.
I just find it funny how she doesn't take her cues from someone else like Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega has been very good at this.
Yeah.
She has been very good at not saying anything incredibly fucking stupid when she's trying to do. In fact, she's actually been more based about these.
100%.
Like with Wednesday, she wanted to be as close to Wednesday as possible. If I remember correctly, she actually said something about like, well, that's not in Wednesday's character.
She Henry Cavilled him.
Yeah,
and that's going to be very dangerous for her in her career.
But it's just weird for me to not take your cues from someone else who is because Jenna Ortega's doing very well for herself. She's being put in a lot of damn things. So I just don't understand how you don't look around and say like, well, these people are kind of a hot mess. And this person is getting all these roles doing good things.
Jenna Ortega may not be conservative. I don't know her political leanings, but you could just tell she's not a retard. Rachel Zegler is a retard. She thinks, she quite literally thinks that when she takes a shit, there's no smell. Like she actually, you could tell that there's those type of people that just are all emotion. They have no actual logic running through their brain, and they are all emotion. And they all happen to be significantly 99.9% on the left. And that is all they go, like you said, it's emotional time. Yeah. So it's an emotional time. So in between being in a fucking play, doing my job,
and
I felt the need to type.
And I've said this multiple times, and this is part of why people don't like social media, and honestly, it's happened more in Facebook than a lot of other places. But these things are not your diaries. They're not your diaries.
Go get a
Stop
live
it.
journal.
And I know I'm saying this while doing a podcast, but it's not your goddamn diary.
But we don't do this as a diary. We just complain.
Don't. No, anyway, but it's not a place for you to just lash out at a whole bunch of people who you know nothing about in that manner. So just, in order to further your career in a good way, it's best
but like
not to
we've
do
known, it is all about the high that you get from responses. And even
Yes.
Rachel Zegler's probably right there too.
That
And it's the
adrenaline.
negative responses that give
Yeah.
you more of a high than the positive.
Mhm.
People love positive reinforcement, but no one loves anything more. And like I see some people, like I wanted to comment on so many dumb fucking Facebook posts of a bunch of boomer morons still being grown ass fucking babies about the election. Okay. They are tedious humans. But it's not worth it. And then I see people arguing with them, and it's just like, why? Go do it in person. Go do it in person, get into a fist fight over it, and then walk the fuck away. Because the shit that people say to each other also on the internet are fighting words 99% of the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of vitriol in some of these comments.
And people are just so bold and brash, but then when they get in front of each other, they're still like fall fucking mamby-pamby. That's one of the things that bothers me. That's another reason why I really don't like on X. I might do like one little clap back. Like, and I think I think the most I did the other day was I just said to someone, I just said like, no. Like, someone said they saw something long and I was like, no, you haven't. And that's all I said. Like, so like that is like, I'll make my post with someone comments like, that'll be my clap back. But it's like, I just try to think to myself sometimes, do I deserve to be punched in the mouth after this?
Yeah, it's fair.
And if I deserve to be punched in the mouth, I probably shouldn't say it.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I don't want to dislike Rachel Zegler in a certain way. And
No,
I don't
she does
want
a ton of kid shit. I'm
Exactly,
gonna hear her and watch her all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to have the knowledge that she's insane. So I'd rather have her and a bunch of other stars like Mark Hamill. Like I'd rather them not go insane, go crazy on their social media because I want to enjoy the things that they do. I want to see them do well. I'm not mad about that, but it's annoying when you're doing this and trying to shove it down people's throat.
Yeah, it is bothersome, but it is what it is, right? Like, what are we gonna do? I just realized she was in Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
Oh yeah, that really
That's
big
hilarious.
hit.
That
really
dichotomy.
big hit.
But that dichotomy
Her,
of
yeah,
fucking
her and Zachary Levi.
her and Zachary Levi just fucking sitting there. Could you imagine them looking at each other and being like, yeah, this country's going, I can't believe this country's so bad. And they just look at each other. And it's like the Brian it's like the Brian and Family Guy when they're talking about OJ. Both pull out their guns and they just like walk away.
Nate, all I do on Twitter is R slur and F slur leftist in meme form. Yeah, that's a good way to
Thank
do
you
it.
for censoring yourself in our comments. We appreciate that.
If we were on Rumble, it'd be a lot
She
easier.
was the pedo in Shazam. So it fits her profile.
wait, I missed something and what?
David,
Well, because he is Billy. So I guess I don't know. I'm never gonna watch the movie, so it doesn't
The
necessarily
original was fine. The original actually wasn't bad. It was a
but
fun little romp.
we're not talking about that one.
Okay.
But
Okay, let's
so we're
continue.
gonna move on. The Daily Wire announced that they submitted "Am I Racist" for an Oscar. An Oscar
Oh,
documentary.
and quickly on the Daily Wire, did you see that MSNBC is potentially up for sale? And
Yeah, Jeremy Boring said,
Jeremy
"Do I
Boring is
have
like,
to buy MSNBC?
do I have to do this? Do I have to
Yeah.
buy MSNBC?"
Yeah, I
Which
saw
would
that.
be funny as shit
Yeah.
if he buys it.
That'd
Oh,
be
and
ridiculous.
also quickly, we don't have an article on this, but before we jump into, because they're Matt Walsh haters, apparently ABC just made the announcement they want to get more conservative, like Trump supporters on The View, and put more Trump supporters just within their programming.
I did see that.
And they specifically didn't say conservative; they specifically said Trump supporters.
Yeah. I wonder who they're gonna find for that. They don't want to find someone who's gonna make them look bad.
Dude, what would you do if they just put Scott Jennings on The View?
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. I'll tell you, they're not gonna do that.
You know who I could see them putting on there, and who I could see taking it because of how I feel about her? Megyn Kelly. I could see Megyn Kelly going on The View.
Why would she? She makes more money than all of them.
She could still do her side podcast. Anyone's not going to stop her from doing that.
Not as
And
much though. It
she
takes
could do
time
that.
out of the day.
I also feel like she's also the type of person that would enjoy having those clips of her more than anything.
Maybe.
I could see, because listen, when you get to a certain point, if we ever get to a certain point, we're all gonna have fucking egos, and I don't knock her for that. She definitely has an ego. You have to have an ego in order to get to that point and be that big. It's part of it. It goes to the gig. If you think you're the fucking best at what you do and you're competing,
I would definitely buy a bunch of egos. I'm not gonna lie to you.
egos are delicious. Anyway, probably not good for you. RFK is gonna get rid of them, but you have one. So I feel like she would definitely stroke her ego just going on there and just owning the fuck out of those 4 fucking clucking hens all the time.
Speaking of stroking, Nate says she was a 1,000-year-old goddess who fell in love with the crippled teenager.
And
that's wild. That is incredibly insane. So we're gonna move on from that because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't care about The View. But Daily Wire submitted "Am I Racist?" for an
Freedom
Oscar
Tunes does The
nomination.
View the best.
Yeah. And Sasha Stone at Awards Daily put this as if they're trolling the Academy. And Matt Walsh decided to answer this and said, "Yes, we submitted our film for Academy Award consideration. I know, I fucked
It's
up.
so frustrating.
No, it is not remotely a troll. We have the highest grossing documentary of the decade. Of course, it should be considered for awards. The #1 film in the genre should obviously, at the very least, earn a nomination." And he's just right. He's just correct.
And if you scroll down underneath, he talks about a little more. They'll
announce a short
list.
list of 15 documentaries that might potentially be nominated on December 17th. If they don't even include a #1 documentary of the 2020s in their top 15 list, it will really tell you something. We'll see. And I don't think they will. They didn't get reviews in the first place. And Jeremy Jahns, I don't know if you know who Jeremy Jahns is.
I've heard of Jeremy Jahns.
But a guy who's not a political guy, he just reviews movies.
He was one of the rare ones that did.
Yeah, because he actually has credibility, and he reviewed the movie, and he got shit for reviewing a movie. So I wouldn't be surprised if all the people that
it's basically him and Film Threat that reviewed it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yes. But the thing is, like, Chris Gore and Alan Ng are like, have already been out there in that type of way. So while they might have gotten shit for it, it was completely different area for Jeremy Jahns in that aspect. No, they don't care. They're awesome over at Film Threat. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Academy decided to just not do anything for it.
The only caveat to all this is the Academy spurns those who do kiss the rings. If you don't kiss the rings in the right way, then they don't give a fuck. And that's the thing. The Academy has been deciding.
Yeah, and it
this
still
type of
makes them
shit.
look terrible.
It always has. Like, we've seen some of these Academy Award movies that nobody knows what the fuck they are, and they won Best Movie of the Year, right? Like, it's all about who kisses the rings. It's all about who's next. Like, obviously, Meryl Streep wins a lot. Meryl Streep is one of the worst actresses in the history, man. I don't care what anybody says. She sucks. The only role she was good in was Devil Wears Prada because she was playing herself. Like, that's about it. Like, I think Meryl Streep's terrible, but she obviously has done something where the Academy loves her. So it's like, I know people will sit there and be like, no, she's great. At what? Anyway. But it's like, you have to play the game. And Daily Wire doesn't even remotely play anything with them. So it's like, no, they're not going to be in consideration. People that get down on their knees for the Academy get shoved to the side. So it wouldn't be, they're not going to include them. Unless there's enough pressure on X. Like, let's see the power of X. At a minimum, if they make the 15 shortlist, that would be a victory, right?
It would be surprising.
It would be one of the things that the culture warriors have been talking about all the time, breaking into these spaces, being too big to ignore. They did it, right? They were too big to ignore in a lot of ways, because even though they were trying to get shut down, theaters had to carry them. There was demand for it to be there. Theaters that took them out had to put them back in at some point because people were fucking pissed.
Okay, it's like, do you want to make money?
It's a legitimate comedy. It's a legitimate comedy, and it's funny. So it's like, we'll see what happens. This is one thing, again, we'll monitor.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's going to get nominated.
We will monitor Lizard this. See what I did there.
So next is about a documentary that's in the works. A Rod Serling documentary is in the works from Leo DiCaprio. No, he's not in it. He is producing. But I just found this interesting because, Rod Serling of The Twilight Zone, very influential program, very influential life, Rod Serling.
Absolutely,
so I just thought this documentary being made was very interesting. His daughters are going to be on the board as executive producers. So I would think that they're going to make sure it's pretty accurate and it really pays good respects to their father. So I'm excited for this.
And I do like that, Jonah Tullis is going to be there with GameStop Rise of the Players. That was a documentary for that. That's a,
Mhm.
if you like video gaming, it wasn't a terrible watch.
Mhm.
So it's not bad. This could be interesting. It's interesting to see DiCaprio jumping in a different way.
Yes.
And that he's not in there, even though, like, if you scroll up, I feel like DiCaprio could play Rod Serling.
He could.
Like, he absolutely could. Like, an older, like, he has, like, he just swabs it up. Like, we've seen him do it.
Yeah,
But,
if they were doing like some kind of drama, maybe he would do it. But no, it's just a documentary. So, but I'm still very interested in it. I'm
Agreed.
excited to see what's going to happen. What they decide to bring to the forefront.
When we have a trailer, we'll definitely watch part of it, or maybe watch it with no sound or something. So
Yes.
YouTube doesn't get mad at us, but definitely gonna be something we'll look at. Dave, before we jump into the next topic, I want to cut in with my BuzzFeed article because I don't want to move to video games before we're not, finish off with entertainment. Well, next one's technically video games. It is the bridge to the video game.
Sure.
Come on, Dave, get with it.
Bring it up.
I'm gonna bring it up. Why are you making yourself small?
Now you're big.
Anyway, so BuzzFeed article here that, funny enough, I mentioned my wife a few times. She's the one that sent this to me on Instagram. And her comment was, the economy's going to go even without her. Who the fuck does she think she is? Which I thought was hilarious. But so BuzzFeed has an article by Megan Liscombe over here. This 35-year-old is sharing how she plans to opt out of the Trump economy, which, number one, is funny because you think you're important enough that you opting out is going to do anything. But her caveats are my favorite. And another thing I hate, why does BuzzFeed write like this? All those bold, like, this is that actual article. It's not just, this is how they fucking write. They write for retards. Why is everything in bold? Anyway, when asked why they support former President Donald Trump in 2024 election, many voters stated that it was about the economy, despite reports from economists that Trump's policies like tariffs and mass deportation could drive inflation back up by 6% to 9%, which, again, it has nothing to do with the article, but they just put this stuff in and it's all not true. Best part about it. Anyway, now that Trump is the next president-elect, questions are swirling about whether he will actually enact his proposed agenda. And some who voted against the twice impeached convicted felon, like, Megan, there's a reason why you're not a journalist. What are you editing? This isn't journalism. Stop including your fucking opinions. I have nothing to do with it. Anyway, are thinking about ways
it's BuzzFeed. You can't expect much better than this.
I get it. It's just so annoying. And then she'll go, but it's not, it is a fact. I included a fact. He was twice impeached and he's a felon. Like, shut the fuck up. It has nothing to do with the article. Anyway, against a twice impeached convicted felon are thinking about ways to express their dissent. That's where this thought-provoking viral video by 35-year-old Alicia Berman comes in. I'm not watching her stupid fucking video. In the video, she says, if there's one thing that this election has taught me, it is that I will be doing nothing to stimulate his economy. I've been on a no-buy for the better part of a year, and I need you to understand that I will be doing this for another 4 fucking years. Man, I'm cool. So let's hear about what a no-buy challenge is, Dave. Dave, have you ever heard of a no-buy challenge?
Not until today when you sent me this.
Okay, so let's read this. A no-buy challenge is pretty much what it sounds like. A set period of time during which certain non-essential purchases are put on hold. Alicia told BuzzFeed, I am currently doing a no-buy for all of 2024 to the best of my abilities. I am abstaining from shopping to the best of my abilities. So you're not actually doing it. Anyway, I've done no-buy July in previous years, which, again, cool. My rules are typically no non-essential purchases, but I do leave wiggle room for travel, dinners out, and entertainment. So,
you can tell she's never been poor in her life.
What a non-serious person
you
are.
Tell there's never been a time where she's wanted anything.
Protest correctly. Like, you can't even sit there and just buy food and get new clothes when your shit has holes in it, right? Like, and not sit there and go and buy the expensive. Like, I leave wiggle room for travel, dinners, out, and entertainment. So I'm on a no-buy. Travel.
I have said this to you before, and I have heard people that go on vacation every year. Yeah. I have never had that luxury in my life. I have never known that. Now, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it is a very different experience for me when it's just like, oh, but I leave wiggle room for travel, dinners out, and
And here's the
entertainment.
funny
That just
thing.
makes no fucking sense to me.
Travel, dinners out, and entertainment. Travel's already fucking crazy as it is, right? Dinners out, I guess you could skate by if you're going to say, I'm going to support some local shit. I'm not necessarily buying in like the big ones. I'm not going to some, okay, maybe that'll be my steel manning that. Entertainment. I guarantee this bitch has Netflix. I guarantee she has Amazon Prime, Hulu, all of these other. You're not no buying. What are you doing? Like you're crock. I do want to go check this chick's TikTok so I can sit there and she can be like, oh my God, I binged this show and it's so good. Like, okay, I know, but I'm no buying. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, let's continue with the retardation.
Oh man, hold up. But Nate's asking how is she doing it by shaving her head and boycotting sex. So man, no, that's a whole other different move,
dude.
Nate.
I love that people are like, yes, liberal women, please boycott your head and please stop having sex. No more leftists.
Your head. Maybe they should boycott their head. Yes, but
boycott their head. Yeah. Anyway, I know. Babylon B put out their one post with like the shaved head, and it's like can't tell if it's a leftist feminist or a neo-Nazi.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, this is the one thing good about BuzzFeed, though. We can all read along with this. It's not small because they write for retards. Anyway, in her video, Alicia explains that she's extending her no buy to hit Trump where it hurts.
Lycia or something like that.
Yeah, to hit Trump where it hurts in the economy. No, motherfucker, you're not hurting Trump. No, you're not hurting Trump by that. The dude is still a billionaire, you stupid fuck. Anyway, if there's one thing I've realized, it's that I will be doing fuck all to contribute to that orange buffoon's economy. That man could never say, my economy is so big, it's so huge. We have the best economy ever when I'm president. Guess what? He already did, because he did. Categorically false information, and that he will not have a huge economy if I have anything to say about it. Your small pocket of retards that can't not travel, dine out, and have entertainment are never going to be successful.
You've already lost the challenge.
Okay, let's keep going. Alicia told BuzzFeed that she's planning to opt out of the Trump economy as much as possible because she disagrees with the kinds of inflammatory rhetoric that he's normalized. He's normalized. Calling somebody a Nazi and a fascist and creating racial segregation during the Obama years. Yes, he created it, motherfuckers. Okay, let's continue. In my eyes, it seems like hate won because the transphobic, racist, sexist, and xenophobic remarks Trump has repeatedly made were not a deal breaker for most people. Again, he didn't make any of those.
You know, once the isms get brought up, I hear like the Charlie Brown parents in my head.
And the teacher.
Yeah.
All the adults.
Have you ever heard a word so many times that it just becomes a noise?
Yes, and they all are noises, and
exactly. It's just not a word anymore,
and they just rattle them off. It's like they're so programmed in their head, they know exactly when a new one gets added. You see them like kind of twitch as they say it, as they start to like fit it in. They become like the fembots from Austin Powers. They're the fembots. They're quite literally.
No. The fembots were attractive. Stop it.
Oh, there's some hot feminist leftists. I'm sorry, there are some smoking hot ones.
Yeah, but not that many.
No, there's not that many.
The fembots are uniformly attractive.
But you do get graced every once in a while when they go topless. Like you have a lot of your hepatitis, but then there is some that are just like hot, and it's like, okay, you could stay topless. You're cool. Protest all you want, honey. Anyway.
Well, I mean, that's just the French. Any protest French do, they immediately take their tops. Doesn't matter what it's about. Their tops are off. They cannot wait to do it.
Go French, I guess. Anyway. There's some comments. I'm not going to read them because it's just retards agreeing with her. And in a follow-up video and via email BuzzFeed, she shared 6 of her personal no-buy strategies and tips for sticking to the plan. Yes, we do. Here's what she had to say.
Oh my!
Look at that
crazy eyes. It's physiognomy, man. It is.
Look
unbeaten.
At that.
It really is unbeaten.
Look at that. Okay. Number 1. Obviously, groceries aren't included in the no-buy. No shit, you dumb fuck. But a major caveat, I think groceries should come from a local farmer's market, or if there's a CSA, community-supported agriculture in your area, you can join that. Food co-ops are also a really good option if you live in the community that has one. Try to avoid big grocery store chains. Now, again, Dave, observation. This bitch was never poor.
Yeah.
She can
110%.
go to Whole Foods. She can afford to do all.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you can, you support your local farmers. That's actually a decent message there. Support local if you can. We need to support our local agriculture. That's great. That's fine. But then you're starting to talk about your co-ops. Who the fuck has time for a food co-op?
I don't even know where there are any.
No, that is your New York City Soho fucking people that all shop at Whole Foods. And what is even a food co-op? I grow some and give to you. It's bartering, you dumb motherfuckers. It's called being poor. Like, you guys are playing poor when you do that. Okay. Let's go. I'm sorry. Like, that is what these rich white liberals do. They play poor to feel good about themselves, even though they're wealthy and never go without. Okay. Number 2. Another thing is to, unfortunately, let go of your Amazon Prime membership. We're far too accustomed to getting things in 2 days or less. So things like Amazon Prime, Instacart, and all those things got to go. Doesn't mention Netflix.
Well, notice it says Amazon Prime membership. It doesn't say to not use Amazon.
Yeah, I agree with that. It just says your membership. It's true. 3, also look for local hardware stores and things like that. If you need like nails, don't go to Home Depot. Unfortunately, a lot of people live in areas where these things don't exist. So take this with a grain of salt. This is also how retarded she is. Your small communities all have hardware stores.
Yeah.
Those are some of the first things to pop up.
Yes.
It's liquor stores, bars, and hardware stores. Because they trust their own shit.
Yep.
Because they don't have the ability to build these big stores because these big stores won't come out to them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're talking inner cities, there are small little mom and pop hardware stores all over inner cities. You don't have to go to the big ones. And a lot of times the big chains have nowhere to go if the malls are already filled. So again, girl that has never
Malls
lived.
are a dying breed.
Yeah, but not in the cities. In the cities, they still have those big malls, and there's a lot of the boxes. That's where the box stores still exist in like New York City and stuff like that. All right, let's keep going. 4, another point that a lot of people brought up is like, well, what about small business? Obviously, it's good to support small business. I will always support small business, but I would check their politics first. Try and support women-owned, especially women of color. So again, first part, fine. Small business, dope. Support your small business. Check their politics? Are you fucking serious? Like, that is, you want to talk about some Nazi shit? This bitch is a Nazi. If you don't have the right politics, I am not going to patronize you. Like, what?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Nate says all the malls are dead in Tucson. Yeah. There are closing, but in terms of like your mega cities where they can't fit much, they do put them in there. So hold on one second. I have to cough.
I can keep going if you want to.
No, I almost died. Anyway. So, and the best part at the end, you could tell that they're a stupid leftist. Try and support women-owned, especially women of color. Like, you racist piece of shit. I'm only going to support you because of the color of your skin. Like, how can, like, it's not even just, I won't say it's like soft bigotry or anything like that. They are just racist. These people are racist. That is all it is. Just tore the one I grew up with down sad. Nate said, yeah, that sucks that they're tearing them down.
Sucks to witness those types of things.
Yeah.
Right, let's keep this going.
Number 5, Alicia also shared more ideas with BuzzFeed saying, buy nothing groups on Facebook are a really great way to find what you need within your community. Additionally, clothing swap meets with friends and local closet sales with your community are all really great ways to buy clothing. Let's stop real quick. Again, white wine mom women and rich white college girls. You will never sit there and have a fucking Spanish girl inner city going, I'm going to go do a clothing swap.
Well, I don't know about that nowadays. I'm not going to lie to you.
Who knows? But
I don't know about that nowadays.
Typically, no. All right. So let's keep going. If you do not have access to those, prioritize secondhand shopping wherever possible. Be poor. Like, be poor. Be poor. That's all they're telling you. Mm-hmm. Shop small and shop local, preferably from queer, female, or women of color owned businesses. Why does that matter? Again, racist, bigoted people like her are the problem. Check online to see which companies donated to Trump's campaign or other conservative causes and avoid buying from there. Again, this bitch is a Nazi.
The thing, she's laying out all this stuff. You know, these people don't follow these things.
No, none of them. She doesn't.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
She
Finish
still goes to McDonald's and she's still going to go to the bar that buys the big chains and get plowed in their bathroom. Like,
it.
by the fucking guy that's a chick, really, and wearing a strap on. Anyway, 6. And she shared her advice for anyone who wants to try a no buy but isn't sure if they can stick to it. In terms of sticking to the actual no buy, build in some wiggle room. So, okay, don't do it in your rules so you have space for purchases that you enjoy. Okay, that defeats the purpose. Anyway, the goal of this is to benefit your wallet and send a message economically. Bitch, your wallet's going to benefit because Trump's in office. We are not entitled to convenience, but we do have to find a way to enjoy our lives while on a no buy. No, that is not a protest then.
I just love that you just said, you know what? I'm going to role play not having a good job. That's all she said. I'm going to role play not being able to afford things.
These are like the kids on college campuses that did the protest. I'm going to give myself
time to afford things too.
The kids on the college campuses that were doing the protest, but then demanded that the schools were like feeding them and shit. And it's like, no, motherfuckers, you're choosing to live in the quad, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, this is the same exact mindset of.
And we do need to make sure we do a wig and nail swap with our local black woman. Yes, 110%.
That's your women of color owned nail salons. Like, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. And again, all she said in there is, these are the rules for thee, but you don't have to follow them, because I'm not. I'm going to go do my travel, my entertainment, my dining out. We need to make sure we benefit our wallet and enjoy our lives. No, it's not the point of a protest, you fucking idiot. Like, protests are usually painful to you as well. Like, that's what they are.
Dude, I'm fine with this. You want to make yourself feel good by doing this dumb shit, that's fine. We're all going to enjoy having more money in our pockets, and you could just be stressing. Don't look at the comments. That's dumb.
There's comments here.
Let's keep this pushing.
There's comment.
Oh my God, please.
Oh my God, Trump inherited a great economy from President. No, he didn't.
Stop.
Sorry,
just stop.
I'm out of here.
You're gonna.
These people are retards.
It's like going in Reddit, dude. What are you doing?
they quite actually take a shit and sniff the bowl. These people are fucking stupid.
Also, refuse to change your smoke detector battery. Yes. And actually, I did slip something in right here because I remembered something that I showed you. Am I correctly? I showed you this a while ago, and I checked it because talking about the documentaries made me think of it. And that is Selling Superman.
Oh, yes.
That's out.
It is out. It's officially out with
four-part doc series and bonus features. Is $20 after unlocking. You'll have 3 months to start watching. Once you begin, you'll have a year to finish watching. Get all 4 episodes, 6 bonus features, and a special Q&A. I'm not going to play the trailer because we have a bunch of other things to go through, but the general gist of this is that the 2 brothers, I think it's just 2 brothers, their father collected a vault of comic books and originals and like Superman #1. And the whole thing is about what they're doing with this vault because their father has passed on and they now have this vault that is perfectly pristinely kept. And now it's, what are they going to do with all this? Do they actually try to sell it because this is worth a ton of money, or do they keep it because, it's their father's collection? So I found the trailer really interesting, and I'm excited that it's out. I'm going to watch it very soon, actually. But I did just want to mention this because I wanted to look.
Let me know how it is.
Yes. So moving on from that, Sophie Turner is in talks to top line Amazon's Tomb Raider series, meaning she's in talks to play Lara Croft.
Yes.
And this is the show that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is making. Phoebe Waller-Bridge from, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. So
Dial of Dysentery, as Nerdrotic likes to call it.
Indiana Jones and the afternoon nap. What do you think of this, Alex? I don't think she's going to be good Lara Croft. I don't think this show is going to be anything like Lara Croft, mainly because
set up to fail.
She's closing on the highly coveted role of British archaeologist Lara Croft.
Here's the thing. This is your Alicia Vikander all over again. This is a good-looking woman that is not Lara Croft. Because just because you are good-looking, and Sophia Turner is a good-looking woman, but I see Sophia Turner as more of your wealthy aristocrat roles. not getting down, doing like, she was an awful Jean Grey. And the Dark Phoenix was a bad movie in general. Never had a chance. It was just a terribly done movie. Like she was not a very good Jean Grey because she's not a believable action star. She is not a believable action star, and it's like watching her go be like,
smoke show, but also a piece of shit.
yeah, absolutely. But like you have to get a curvy woman that would be decent in action. Angelina Jolie was perfect because she was well put together and she was good at action. So I think it's going to be terrible. I think it's going to bomb before it even gets out there.
I also, that's why I highlighted it. I find it interesting that she's known as a British archaeologist.
Yeah, that's really what Lara Croft is known for.
I don't believe you're raiding tombs in order to save them. I think you're raiding tombs for your own personal gain. But we don't have to say
your
that
own
very
personal.
much.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be terrible.
No, it's not gonna be good. But Sophie Turner apparently is gonna be Lara Croft unless talks fizzle out, but I kind of doubt it.
I mean, if you're Sophie Turner, you're going to get paid a big bankroll. Do it.
Nate saying, I disagree with her, Jean Grey. Most importantly, she left her husband and 2 kids to live her life.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, she's not a great person.
I forgot about that completely.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on from that to Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria moved her family to Mexico and Spain because of high taxes and homelessness caused by Democrat policies in California, yet she spent the past few months trying to get Kamala Harris elected to nationalize these same policies. And he says Latinos have a word for that, Eva, loca. So
promises made, promises kept.
Yes.
Trump got elected, she moved out. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm actually surprised she did actually move out. But it's just funny that, this is all pain that you've caused yourself and you decided to move for it. I mean, that's fine. Go
because
ahead.
They'll never see it that way.
I'm actually happy, though, that she decided, you know what? I'm going to stand by what I said for this, and I'm actually going to move.
Yeah, but you know what, though? She's going to move back.
Oh, probably.
She'll have her house in Spain. She'll definitely move out of Mexico when the cartels, walk up to her door, and they're just like, hey, you owe us shit. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm leaving. She's not going to stay there. Spain, she'll probably hang out in. But she'll come back. She'll absolutely move back. I'm
within Mexico, though.
Yeah, within the year, Eva Longoria is going to move back. Probably. But here's the thing: the rub is that bitch is going to move into a red state. Watch, she's going to move to Iowa or something, because she's going to move to somewhere that is stable, has been voting good Republican policies, and she's going to bring her
real defensive football.
She's going to bring her dumbass over there and start fucking spewing her bullshit. Watch. 100%.
Yeah, I just want to make fun of her, though, for actually moving and complaining about things that she would vote for.
Good for her. She moved. She said she's one of the people that before said she moved. Trump got elected. I think she said it again. You know what? Good for you, Eva Longoria. Get the fuck out of here.
Even though
don't let the door kick you.
Move to a state that does things better, but
No, don't. If you're dumbass where you are. If you move back, move to a deep blue state.
That's fair. So we're going to move on to GOG.com.
GOG.
And GOG put this out yesterday, and I thought it was really cool.
Yep.
They say, with the celebrations of GOG's 16th anniversary, we are thrilled to announce our new initiative.
It's crazy. It's been 16 years that GOG's existed. It doesn't feel that way.
Yes. We're launching the GOG Preservation Program, an official stamp on classic games that GOG has improved with a commitment of our own resources to ensure their compatibility with modern systems and make them as enjoyable to play as possible. This initiative was created to make games live forever and once again bring the utmost attention to what the center of our work has been for the last 16 years, video game preservation. Yep. We begin with the re-release of 100 classic games from our catalog with updated, improved, or quality-tested builds, including masterpieces like Heroes of Might and Magic 3, Resident Evil, and Diablo Plus Hellfire. Visit our website, and then if you'd like to learn more, please join us in the comment thread. And they put a couple more things down there, but I want to watch a video.
Sure.
These are your games, the games that made you who you are, the games from your childhood. You wanted to play, collect, and pass them on. But they are disappearing. Most are gone already. You can't find them, store them, or play them. All games part of the GOG preservation program, we call them good old games, have been preserved and maintained by GOG. We dug them out from where they were buried and used our own resources to make them compatible with modern systems, controllers, and resolutions, often correcting game-breaking bugs in the process. We commit to maintaining them compatible. Our guarantee.
Heroes. Heroes is such a buggy fucking game. The fact that they just called it out is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of dickish, but awesome.
Is that they work, and they will keep working. On GOG, your gaming legacy is always in your hands, not anyone else's.
So really good initiative that they have there. I enjoy the hell out of this.
Yeah.
And that link that's in that tweet comes right to their website where it shows the good old games they're talking about. It has them all scrolling here, like System Shock 2, which got a remake recently.
Yes, it did.
And so far, there's 100 games in the program, 501 games improvement. You can go down. They're talking about their preservation program. You could see a couple of the ones they're mentioning. There's full Resident Evil bundle.
Dude, Diablo Hellfire is fantastic. I love the Diablo Hellfire. The Hellfire expansion is so fucking fun.
Yep. And you can go down and just look at everything that they got. And I think it's just a really cool thing that they're doing. And I'm definitely going to hit them up because
they're obviously going to add more, which is cool.
Yeah. And they already have a bunch of games that I want to keep.
Empire Earth. They have Empire Earth there? Fuck
yes,
yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, New Vegas right here. Ultimate Edition. Witcher 1 and 2 right here. Even though I have Witcher 2 for my PS4. But
it'd be cool to be able to have it on your computer and keep it there. And obviously, always the perk of GOG too is you buy a game, you own it, you can put it onto a fucking gig stick and now carry it around. Like they've been that way, so it's like that when you purchase this, it's yours. You could download the game on the computer. Like it's not theirs anymore. They are the P2P. It is basically Napster. GOG is a legal Napster that they own the shit and they're giving it to you in the source. You can download the source and you're good. That's all fucking Morrowind. That's dope.
Morrowind right there.
That's awesome.
Oh, Monkey Island. Hey, let's go.
Yes.
Might and Magic. Legacy of Kane.
Earthworm Jim. Damn. XCOM, UFO Defense.
Yeah, they have the Leisure Shoot Larry.
That's inappropriate and awesome. Shadows of Mordor. That's surprising that's not even that old. That's pretty sick.
Mad Max. I've played a bunch of it.
Was it good?
Pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It's
Lego
mid.
Hobbit's actually really fucking good.
It's mid, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
This is great.
Protocol.
So this is to me, these are
old Sam and Max, man.
These are when you used to get the green label, the classics from PlayStation. And they would it would be like your $60 games, and now they're 20s. Remember how many of those we had, Dave? Like we would sit there and you would always go and shop. And what were they called? Were they called? No, they weren't called classics. What were they called? The green label.
Greatest.
Greatest hits. They were your greatest hits.
Greatest hits. If I remember correctly. Either way, I think.
But they would take these games and they would make them $20, and they were basically similar style. Now it's preserving an old game, grab it for cheap, so you can always have it, type of deal. And GOG has basically taken that concept and made it. Now you can do it on your computer.
I know 14. I didn't even see that when I was scrolling.
Yeah, no, it was there.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's really cool. I think you should.
Great idea.
The old games that you want, I'm probably gonna hit them. I never played System Shock 2, and I love BioShock, and I know BioShock is a spiritual successor, so I have to play System Shock at some point.
I heard System Shock is pretty broken. Which, if they fixed a lot of it, that's great.
I was gonna say they said they fixed a lot of it, so we'll see. I'm gonna have to try to pick that up. Same thing, Fallout New Vegas. I have to pick that up.
So good.
But yeah, this is exciting. I just wanted to share it. I thought it's really cool. And
I saw they had SimCity in there, so people can enjoy that as well, which is crazy. Some of them that they got the rights to do. Like the Sims are very, very touch and go with that shit. They destroy anybody that is trying to do anything that's a copy of theirs. So it's like they're very Nintendo-esque with their shit. So it's pretty cool to see that they did that. So no, this is good. Between like GOG and Steam, there's a lot of good stuff with gaming in terms of that for the gamers right now.
Well,
if we can fix AAA shit, that's better. But in terms of for you as a gamer and having access to games, it's almost as good as it's ever been.
Yeah. And then we're going to finish off with another little white pill. I just wanted to share this.
White pill.
Even though, it is on the Epic Game Store, and I know if you don't want to get, I understand if you don't want to get anything on
This
there,
is
but
to pad up Epic Game Store's user base.
Yeah.
That's all this is for.
But the Castlevania Anniversary Collection is free on there right now. I like Castlevania. I think it's
Castlevanias are fun.
So I just wanted to share that. Like I said, it's Epic Game Store, so I get it.
Nate, you throwing in there the SimCity
SimCity
2000 fire?
2000.
Yes, SimCity 2000 is amazing.
But I get it if you don't want to get the Epic Game Store. I completely understand that. I just
Here's the
wanted to
thing,
share
though.
this because I like Castlevania.
There is the value that most gamers probably played Fortnite at some point, so you already have it. Just go dust off your old login. And then you have to log into it every time you want to play because they're not GOG. You can't download it. So you'll have to log in every time. But I mean, that's the worst you have to do in order to play some classic Castlevania. Do it.
Yep. And I'm probably going to jump on Castlevania tonight. So I'm not going to lie to you.
Your Epic Game thing already?
Yeah, I already have it. So
Dave is going to do it, and Dave will talk to us about it. Look, I love that was a beautiful thing over there. Hashtag Maha is one of the trending topics.
I didn't even see that.
I just saw
I
it
wasn't
on-
looking. That's pretty sweet.
You pulled it up. Hashtag Maha was one of the
That's
trending.
As it should be.
Maha. But yeah, overall, Dave, do you got anything else?
No, that's it.
Well, we had a nice long one, almost 2 hours today. I enjoyed it. Dave, you're gonna be gone for a few days now.
Yes. I'll be
I
back
think like
Monday.
2 days. Yeah, 2-3 days.
Yeah, I'll be back.
You're gonna be
Monday.
gone, so it'll be me solo. Dave will, if Dave has anything he wants to throw in, I'll make sure that if it's like this is a Dave topic that he wants me to talk about, I'll make sure. But he'll still be a part of it. If he feels the need to do anything in the mornings and wake up and do something, he might pop in if he sees something. So he's not gonna be gone. He'll be back whenever he can doing things. It's and
I'll be back
eventually
Monday and Tuesday.
yes, and eventually when we can make this our day job, we never have to fucking stop doing it, damn it. Anyway, but overall, we appreciate everyone that watched out there. If you watched on X, give us a repost and follow us there. If you so if you watched us on Facebook, give us a share and a follow. If you watched us on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the show. And if you're hearing this on the podcast form, thank you for listening. Go give us a good rating wherever you're watching. That is important. It is 5 stars only. If not, then David is going to come in your window because he's the Nightman. Down in the land where the ice and snow and the Nightman.
It's not immigrant song.
I know. I just, whenever I hear, that's all I think of the immigrant song from Led Zeppelin, not fucking Batman.
Not
I'm sorry.
Dayman. No, Dayman.
Yes, Dayman. No, it's Dayman. Oh my
Yes.
God. David, you'd be more like Blank Man.
No, I'm not Blank Man.
Blank Man was a great movie. I fucking loved the way
It was a fantastic movie, but I'm not Blank Man.
Oh man. Bye, everyone. We're getting out of here. Thank you so much for
acknowledging
watching.
me, Nate G.
Yes, Nate.